The Memphis Mafia by Jason B. Williams. Exterior bar, day. Along a desolate desert highway, a mid-sized semi-truck pulls into the parking lot of a dusty bar. Title: many of the events in this tale are true. Many more are possibly true. Title: Kingman, Arizona, August 16, 1987. Interior bar moments later. A balding bartender, 57, with a slight paunch, dries glasses behind the bar. His lone customer, a 38-year-old man with a dark beard, wicker cowboy hat, and sunglasses, nurses a drink at the end of the bar. The door opens. A truck driver, Ed, 50, saunters in and has a seat at the bar.
Whew. I thought Arizona was a dry heat. This is just plain hot.
The bartender heads over to Ed.
We aren't known for our winters. What can I get you?
Coors.
You got it?
The bartender pours a draft of Coors, but mostly foam comes out.
I gotta change the keg. Hang tight.
The bartender leaves. Ed looks down at man at the end of the bar and then at the TV above, showing a news report about Elvis Presley.
Today marks the 10th anniversary of the death of the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Regarded as one of the most significant cultural icons of the 20th century, Presley's music career began in 1954 and soon shot to superstardom. Moving from music to movies, Presley appeared in over 33 films between 1957 and 1972. He spent his final years in Las Vegas, battling drug addiction, before dying of a heart attack at the age of 42. He left behind a daughter, Lisa Marie, now 19, and a legion of loyal fans.
The shot on television widens out to show the TV reporter and former Elvis Presley confidant, Red West, 51.
Here with me tonight is a former bodyguard and friend of the late king, Red West. Welcome, Red.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Now, you were a member of Elvis's inner circle, called by some of the Memphis Mafia. How long did you work for Elvis?
I met Elvis when we were in high school, and I was his friend until 1976.
When you left to write the book, Elvis, what happened?
No, I was fired. His father, Vernon, claimed it was for budget reasons, but I knew better. We wanted to confront the king about how all the pills he was taking, were going to kill him. But we only wrote the book afterwards, hoping somehow we'd get through. Yeah, right.
The man at the end of the bar looks over to Ed.
What's that, friend?
This guy. He only wrote the book about Elvis to help. Yeah, I bet he still cashed the check.
Sure, he had his reasons.
If Elvis is even really dead, that money, all that money, he probably faked it. Bet he's living this sweet life somewhere with Marilyn Monroe.
I thought the Kennedys kill her.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Still, it wouldn't be the weirdest story I've heard about Elvis. You ever hear this one? In 1969, Elvis had just started playing the International Hotel in Las Vegas.
Interior International Hotel, kitchen, night. A swarm of men all dressed in suit jackets and blue jeans, the Memphis Mafia, surround Elvis Aaron Presley, 34, as he makes his way through the kitchen to the stage. Elvis can barely be seen due to the men surrounding him. As they pass, a cupboard door opens. Andy, 20, a gangly but hyper-looking young man, steps out.
Mr. Elvis, sir!
The Memphis Mafia stops and turns. Red West, now 33, and his cousin Sonny West, 32, stand out front, weapons drawn, ready to attack. The rest of the Mafia all stand at the ready to defend their king. Andy raises his hands in the air.
I don't mean Mr. Presley any harm. My name is Andy.
Red and Sonny eye Andy cautiously.
Judd, check him out.
From inside the crowd of men emerges Judd, a clean-shaven, slender 20-year-old man, slowly approaching Andy. Judd pats Andy down and finds no weapons. He notices a jug of yellow liquid in a gallon milk carton inside the cupboard.
What's in that jug?
My, urine, sir. I've been waiting all day for Mr. Presley.
Seriously? It's piss.
God damn.
Mr. Presley, I just want you to know that I am your biggest fan, and someday I want to be famous just like you.
A mutter is heard. The members of Elvis's entourage split like the Red Sea to reveal Elvis in a white jumpsuit complete with cape, thin and trim and ready to roll. Elvis motions for Red and Sonny to put their guns away and walks over to Andy. He places his hand on his shoulder.
Man.
What?
Andy looks back confused and then over to Judd for clarification. He then looks back at Elvis.
He said, I believe that will happen. Man.
Elvis turns around and heads back to the Memphis Mafia. They close around him and leave. Andy stands there, grinning from ear to ear. After a moment, Judd runs back to Andy and hands him a pair of tickets.
Elvis wanted you to have a couple of tickets to the show.
To his show?
No, the lounge. Guy named Tony Clifton.
He any good?
No.
Judd leaves, returning to Elvis.
And that man Elvis saw in the kitchen that day?
Interior living room in 1978, night. Judd, now with man's beard, sits watching an episode of the TV show Taxi with Andy Kaufman playing Latka.
Thank you very much. Was Andy Kaufman.
No shit.
Interior bar continuous. Ed is now seated on a stool next to man. The bartender has joined them.
No shit.
He just died a few years ago, Andy Kaufman.
If you believe that. I heard he was such a big Elvis fan, he faked his death too.
How'd you hear that story?
I was there. I was with Elvis.
Bullshit.
Believe what you want.
Man turns back to his drink.
You worked for Elvis. You were in the Memphis Mafia?
Man takes a deep breath and makes a decision. He turns to Ed.
For 8 years. People would come and go. But yeah, I was a member.
You there when he died on the toilet?
No, I quit before that.
That must have been a sweet life.
Sometimes. I could tell you some stories. Half of them you wouldn't believe.
Why'd you quit?
Well, that's a longer story.
Exterior Las Vegas Strip Day. The Las Vegas Strip in 1976. Title, Las Vegas, 1976.
People think the mob ran Vegas in those days. They didn't. Elvis did. And we helped him do it.
Interior casino floor of International Hotel Day. Sonny and Red West, now 41 and 43 respectively, are all smiles in their mohair suits as they strut across the casino floor.
We all had our jobs. Sonny and Red West ran security.
Marty Lacker, 41, finishes a drink at the bar. He joins Red and Sonny as they pass.
Marty Lacker was Elvis's right hand. If you needed Elvis to do something and Marty wanted it done, Elvis did it.
Joe Esposito, a balding man of 38, finishes a phone call and joins the group behind Sonny.
Joe Esposito coordinated things between Elvis and the Colonel. He left his wife to work for him.
Charlie Hodge, 42, closes a guitar case and joins the group behind Red.
Charlie Hodge played guitar in Elvis's band. He was there for Elvis, the only place the rest of us couldn't.
Marvin G.G. Gamble, 40, is in the middle of the card game. He tosses his cards on the table and takes his place with the group.
Marvin Gamble. Elvis called him Gigi, so we did too. He married Elvis's cousin and was in charge of his wardrobe.
Lamar Fike, 41, finishes chatting with a young girl and walks behind Marty and Red.
Lamar Fike kept the party going. If Lamar wasn't there, it wasn't a party.
Billy Smith, 33, closes his Bible and joins the group behind Lamar and Gigi.
Billy Smith was Elvis's first cousin and by his side 24/7. Elvis used to say, when I grow up, I want to be just like Billy.
The elevator doors open and Judd, now 28, steps out. He zips up a duffel bag of cash and prescription pill bottles and joins the group, bringing up the rear.
And me. I was the gopher. Anything Elvis needed, any time, day or night, I got it for him.
The group is now complete. The Memphis Mafia is all smiles as they joke with each other and strut through the casino.
It was a party like you wouldn't believe.
The front doors to the casino open as the Mafia walks outside into the blinding sunlight. Interior hotel suite, night. The Mafia is throwing a party in a hotel suite. Judd enters with his arms around two drunken stewardesses, carrying more bottles of liquor.
Look what I found!
It was like being a whorehouse with a credit card.
Judd drops a bottle off at a coffee table in front of Joe, Gigi, and Lamar, who are doing shots with two showgirls on either side of them.
After Elvis's show, we'd pick up a bunch of women and get the party started.
Y'all get this crazy every night?
Tonight we're getting crazier.
Judd hands another bottle of booze to Red, who is talking to Charlie.
We'd drink like it was going out of style.
Red drinks half of it and hands it to Charlie.
Name one song Elvis can't do. He's a musical genius.
Stairway to Heaven?
Charlie finishes the bottle.
Maybe.
Judd walks off towards Marty, who's making out with a showgirl as the bedroom door opens. A different showgirl leaves, buttoning her blouse.
Screw like it was going out of style.
Sonny sticks his head out and looks around.
Who's next?
Judd shoves a condom in Marty's back pocket and tosses a small bottle of pills to Sonny. Another showgirl heads inside as Sonny shuts the door behind her.
And in general, stirred up all manner of hell.
In the corner of the room, Judd hands a sandwich to Billy, who's reading his Bible. Judd has a seat as one of the stewardesses sits on his lap. They begin to make out.
And when we were done,
Interior hotel hallway morning. The door to the suite opens. The stewardesses and the showgirls exit. A moment after the door shuts, Red, Charlie, Judd, and Gigi, all dressed for a night out, leave in the opposite direction.
We do it all again the next night.
Interior lounge night. The Mafia is led by a pretty waitress to a table closest to the stage.
Some nights we go to the lounge, see Fats Domino, Della Reese, Jackie Wilson, the Four Aces, or the Dominoes.
The lights dim and a Motown act begins to perform. Interior dressing room later. The Mafia's drinking and smoking pot with the group they just saw perform.
Then party with them afterwards. We hardly slept, and when we tried...
Interior Judd's hotel room morning. Judd just closes his eyes while in bed with a naked showgirl. The door bursts open and Red stands in the doorway.
Judd, you gotta help me out.
Judd smiles at the girl and then grabs his clothes. Interior hotel hallway moments later. Judd runs down the hallway tucking in his shirt.
There was always something more fun to do.
Judd stops in front of Red and two hookerish-looking women.
Ladies, this is Judd. Judd, this is Vanessa and Cinema.
Judd smiles at Red.
Outside of God, no one could touch us.
Judd leads Cinnamon into another hotel room. As the door shuts, security is removing the girl Judd just left from his old room. Interior bar day. Ed sits listening to the man's story.
Where was Elvis?
At that point, with all the pills, he slept most of the time. So we were free to do whatever the hell we wanted. But when he was around, he made his presence known.
Interior Graceland jungle room night. Judd sits close to a 25-inch floor model console TV watching Johnny Carson's opening monologue on The Tonight Show.
Today is Elvis's birthday. He is fat and 40.
Blam! Judd jumps back as the television screen is shot out. He looks behind him to see Elvis, now 40, older, slower, fatter, and high, sitting in a recliner with a smoking Colt revolver resting on the chair's arm.
Never thought he was funny, man.
Judd looks over at Red, who just shakes his head.
Put it with the others, I guess.
Interior empty room later. The door opens to a dark room in Graceland. Judd wheels in the recently shot-out TV. He places it with 11 other similarly shot-out sets. He then wheels a new TV out.
Elvis could be unpredictable.
Interior Judd's hotel room night. The door to Judd's room is kicked open. Judd jumps up to see the silhouette of Elvis posing in the doorway.
Everybody up, man. Time for some whip.
Elvis walks off. Judd lays back down in bed.
I hate whip.
Interior roller rink night. Elvis and the Memphis Mafia walk out onto the roller rink, dressed in U.S. Air Force jumpsuits carrying goggles and helmets. Red and Sonny carry a large barrel and place it in the middle of the rink.
When you reach Elvis's level, for something to be fun, it usually involved being as dangerous as possible.
All right, man. Me, Sonny, Billy, Charlie, and Judd, blue team. Lamar, Gigi, Joe, Marty, and red team.
Elvis motions. Red and Sonny dump the barrel over, pouring out an assortment of fireworks.
So he invented whip, where we'd split into two teams and take about $15,000 worth of fireworks. Skyrockets, baby giants, firecrackers, and chasers. Light them and throw them at each other.
Judd and the other members of the crew put on their helmets and goggles.
Light 'em up!
Elvis and the Mafia grab armfuls of fireworks and scatter. Lamar lights a firecracker and throws it at Elvis, who karate kicks it out of the way. Billy lights a chaser and throws it behind Gigi and Charlie. They start to run as the chaser spins and jumps after them. Joe lights a firework and drops it down Marty's pants. Marty scrambles to retrieve it. He pulls it out and tosses it away just as it explodes. Sonny runs to the side of the roller rink as Red lobs fireworks behind him. He reaches the wall only to see Judd pop up with handfuls of fireworks in each hand.
Aw, shit!
Judd lobs the fireworks at Sonny as he runs away. The fireworks explode behind him and light the back of his pant leg on fire. Judd and Red laugh at Sonny running with his pants on fire. Red finally runs over to put him out.
Judd, man, think fast.
Judd turns to Elvis, who's grinning devilishly from ear to ear. He then heaves two gargantuan handfuls of lit fireworks at Judd's torso. Before Judd can move, the fireworks explode, knocking him back 10 feet and unconscious. Interior roller rink moments later. Judd lies on the ground, slowly waking up. He looks up to see the boys standing over him. Elvis is at his feet. Red is bent down, checking his vitals.
He's coming around. I think he's gonna be okay.
I told you. Come on, Judd, man.
Elvis playfully kicks his feet.
Walk it off.
Interior Judd's hotel room morning. Judd stands over his bed, shoving his clothes into a black garbage bag. Red's on the other side of the bed.
Walk it off? I'm done.
You don't mean that.
The hell with this, Red. I'm at his beck and call 24/7. I love him more than my own family, but when he almost kills me, and all he can say is walk it off?
You know he thinks the world of you, Judd.
He stopped popping Quaaludes long enough to tell you that?
He needs us, Judd. He doesn't have nobody else. If you left, it'd crush him.
But he's okay with blowing me up.
What are you gonna do? Go back to Mississippi with all that money you saved? You spend it faster than you get it. You don't even own a damn suitcase.
Judd sits on the bed, resigned to his fate.
It's the pills. We all see it, but we won't talk to him about it. He's not the same man that took me in all those years ago.
No.
What if we all left?
You wanna leave him with the Carlton? Kill him quicker than the pills.
No, I'd just be like, look, Elvis, we love you, but these pills are killing you. So you stop, or we're gone. If we all got together and said that, it might change things.
Mine. Let's talk to the boys.
Interior showroom at International Hotel night. In the audience, long after Elvis's show is ended, Marty, Sonny, Charlie, Lamar, Gigi, Billy, Judd, Joe, and Red sit around a large table.
That night, we had a meeting and decided to lay down the law with Elvis. He quits the pills or we quit. We elected Red and Sonny to deliver the news.
Interior hotel hallway day. Judd waits in the hallway for Red and Sonny. The door to Vernon Presley's hotel room opens. Almost in a daze, Red and Sonny walk down the hall as Vernon Presley, 60, glares at Judd and then closes the door.
What happened?
Vernon fired us. Budget cuts. 20 years, and all we get's a week's pay.
Sonny shakes his head and walks off.
We didn't mention you boys. Vernon fired the lot.
Then we all walk?
Nah, somebody's gotta look after Elvis.
This ain't right. We'll talk to Elvis. He'll fix it.
Elvis is in Miami. He didn't want to be here when it happened. You take care, Judd. And take care of him.
Judd watches Red meet Sonny at the elevator.
The writing was on the wall for me after that. One way or another, this party with Elvis was coming to an end. I just needed to figure out what to do when it did.
Interior Starline Lounge night. The lights dim in a sleazy nightclub off the strip in Vegas. Title, 3 months later. Some of the small crowd turns its attention to a figure on a makeshift stage in the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Starline Lounge is proud to present you An Evening with Elvis.
To tepid applause, the lights come up on an Elvis impersonator with his back to the audience. He's wearing Elvis's white fireworks jumpsuit. The impersonator begins to swivel his hips poorly as Blue Suede Shoes begins.
I needed money. Problem was, I didn't think I had any skills other than...
The impersonator spins around to reveal Judd singing Blue Suede Shoes.
It's
badly.
It's 1 for the money, 2 for the show,
Elvis.
3 to get ready now. Go, cat, go. But don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes.
Judd powers through to the blank expressions and silence of the crowd. Interior Starline Lounge back office later. The manager sits at his desk as Judd, now in his street clothes, walks in carrying a duffel bag.
I'm heading out.
No problem. Here you go, kid.
The manager hands Judd an envelope. Judd opens it and sees a 20, a 10, and a $5 bill.
Can I give you some advice? Is there anything else you can do? You're a terrible Elvis. The moves, the voice, it's all wrong. The one thing you got right is the outfit. It's the only reason I have you back. I got a buddy at the International. I'll see if he can get you in to see a show. Maybe seeing him in person might help.
That's okay. I appreciate the advice. I'll work on it. Same time next week?
Sure, kid. Take care.
Judd nods and exits. Exterior Starline Lounge night. Judd exits the Starline Lounge and walks back towards the strip.
So when Elvis would go on the road, I'd volunteer to stay behind, grab an old jumpsuit and do his show.
Exterior International Hotel moments later. Judd makes his way towards the International Hotel.
Problem was, aside from being a terrible Elvis, if I was ever going to leave, I needed to start making more than $35 a night.
Interior International Hotel lobby sunrise. Judd walks through the casino floor.
With Elvis and the boys out on the road, I had the whole place to myself.
Interior Judd's hotel room morning. Judd walks into his room and collapses face down on the bed. The phone rings.
Downside was, Any Elvis-related problem that popped up was now my problem.
Judd picks up the phone and props it against his ear.
Yeah. I'll be right down.
Judd rolls off the bed and onto the floor. Interior International Hotel office later. Judd walks into the offices of the hotel and is met by the concierge.
She's right over there.
The concierge points in the direction of Layla James, 25. She's a knockout with her high heels, low-cut tight dress, and Farrah Fawcett-style blonde hair. Almost in slow motion, she walks over to Judd and the concierge.
I thought we could discuss her condition somewhere private.
The concierge leads Judd and Layla into his office. Interior concierge's office continuous. Judd, Layla, and the concierge walk into his office. The concierge shuts the door. Layla sits on a small sofa while Judd leans against the desk, already bored.
Miss James, this is Judd. He works for Mr. Presley. Just tell him what you told me.
I'm sort of embarrassed to even be here, but I didn't know what else to do. You see, about 3 months ago, I came out here from Manhattan, Kansas, with my church group. Normally, we don't care for rock and roll, but we always enjoyed Mr. Presley's gospel albums. Anyway, we got tickets to a show, and after a man who worked for Mr. Presley...
Jerry?
Yes, Jerry was his name. He asked if we would like to meet Mr. Presley, and of course we said yes. I don't know if I can even say this next part.
The concierge hands Layla a tissue as she starts to tear up.
Thank you. Mr. Presley invited us up to his room where he gave us liquor. I normally don't drink, but it was Elvis. One thing led to another, and God forgive me, I can't.
Please, miss.
I gave him my special gift. He was my first, my only. The next day I went back home, bathed in what I thought was a gift from the Lord, until a month later when my monthly visitor didn't arrive. After the doctor confirmed what I was afraid of, my parents kicked me out.
Layla begins to sob.
I don't have any place else to go, me and my baby.
Layla sobs harder. The concierge comforts her.
There.
Bullshit.
Layla and concierge look at Judd, equally hurt.
I swear to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I'm telling you the truth. Just ask Jerry.
There's no Jerry. I'm the guy who brings the girls backstage, which I haven't done in at least 6 months, because Elvis is on so many pills he can't get it up. Look, I don't know if you're really pregnant or from Iowa.
Kansas.
Whatever. But it ain't Elvis's. Now, you want to leave on your own, or should we call the cops? Fraud and blackmail are still illegal, right?
I believe they are.
Layla stands completely caught but defiant.
Fine. I'll go see the shitty Elvis impersonator at the Starline Lounge.
Layla storms out. Interior International Hotel casino floor later. Judd walks across the casino floor to the elevator.
Does Elvis know you do shows in his old clothes?
Judd stops to see Layla standing by a slot machine.
How can you work for Elvis and do such a terrible impression? I do a better impression, and I've just seen him on TV. Thank you very much.
When you tell Liberace he knocked you up, that outfit's a waste of time.
Judd starts off.
Wait. I'm sorry. Stop.
Judd turns back to Layla.
Look, we got off on the wrong foot. I'm kind of in a bind, but I think you can help. How about we get some coffee and I'll tell you about the last 2 days?
Interior diner day. Layla and Judd sit in a booth drinking coffee as she starts her story.
I am actually from Kansas. I was on my way to Hollywood, but I stopped here with my boyfriend, then he blew our traveling money and took off. Nice guy, huh? I tried dancing for a while, but it was murder on my ankles, so...
Exterior Las Vegas hotel day. Layla, in a touristy outfit, complete with a big floppy hat and sunglasses, stands at the outer doors of a Las Vegas hotel.
To get by, I started working this con with this guy, Danny, I met at the club.
Layla sees an elderly couple getting out of a taxi at the hotel. She nods to Danny, 27, dressed in a suit, standing by the doors to the hotel. She approaches the couple as they get out of the cab.
Excuse me, I'm here from Kansas with my church group, and I've gotten lost. Do you know which way to the Sahara?
Sorry, we just got here ourselves.
As Layla talks to the couple, Danny comes over to their luggage.
I can carry those in for you.
Oh, thank you.
Danny walks towards the hotel entrance with their suitcases.
I'm sorry. You just reminded me of my grandparents. I thought maybe you might know. God bless you. God bless you as well.
The elderly couple pat Layla on the arm and head to the hotel. Interior Las Vegas Hotel moments later. The elderly couple walk inside the hotel and are met by the bellboy dressed similar to Danny.
Do you have any bags, sir?
A nice gentleman already carried them in for
They
us.
scan the lobby for any sign of Danny or their luggage.
It was a pretty basic scam. They'd be in their rooms sometimes before they realized anything was wrong.
Interior Layla's shitty apartment, night. In the bedroom of Layla's shitty apartment, Danny dumps the elderly couple's suitcase on the bed with Layla standing next to him.
People always put extra money to gamble in their bags. Danny had a guy to fence the rest. Cameras, jewelry, whatever he could.
Layla and Danny go through the contents of the suitcase. Between the clothes, they find traveler's checks, cash, jewelry, cameras, etc.
We'd hit 3 or 4 couples a week. It wasn't a ton of money, but enough to live on. Then we bumped into Mr. Conaway.
Exterior Las Vegas Hotel day. Layla waits for a taxi to pull up to a hotel. Title, 2 days earlier. The cab pulls up and Mr. Conaway, 60, dressed in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts with wicker hat, exits carrying a duffel bag.
We normally did couples. They're easier to distract. But we'd gone on a while without a score.
Layla approaches Mr. Conaway as he fans himself with his hat.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know where the Marina Hotel is? I seem to have been separated from my church group.
Danny approaches Mr. Conaway.
Take a bag, sir?
No, thank you. I'm sorry, I don't really know.
I'm just so worried about my mother. She has a heart condition and I have her pills in my purse.
Danny grabs the handle of Mr. Conaway's duffel bag. Mr. Conaway pulls the bag back, but Danny won't let go.
I said I don't want you to take my bag.
Danny and Mr. Conaway pull the duffel bag back and forth. Layla sees 2 bellboys looking at them.
It's those two again!
With the bellboys running towards them, Danny and Mr. Conaway struggling over the bag, and Layla makes a rash decision. She knees Mr. Conaway in the crotch. He doubles over in pain.
Go!
Layla runs off. Danny grabs the duffel bag and runs in the opposite direction.
I would have never done that if I had known what was in it.
Interior Layla's shitty apartment night. Layla and Danny sit on her couch and open Mr. Conaway's bag. Inside are several $1 million worth of rare gems, rubies, sapphires, and diamonds.
Holy shit.
We gotta give these back.
Are you crazy?
Danny, no sweet old man is just carrying around this kind of stuff. These are for someone. Someone who is going to come looking for them.
Layla, this is our way out.
What are we gonna do with them? You know how to fence diamonds?
Actually, I know a guy.
Interior Western Union office night. Danny and Layla sit with the duffel bag at the Western Union office.
Danny had gone to school with a guy named Lloyd, who worked for a jeweler. Problem was, he just left for London. But Danny got a hold of him.
The Western Union employee walks up to the counter.
Your telegram, sir.
Danny walks over to the counter and grabs the telegram. He reads it and smiles.
Holy shit.
What? He gonna help us?
Yeah, I told him what he had. He says if they're in good shape, he could get us $5 million.
5 mil? Oh my god.
It's all set. I got the info right here. All we gotta do is get to London.
London? We don't have the money to get to Reno. How are we gonna get to England?
We got 5 days to figure it out. After that, he's flying to Asia for 2 months, and we'll have to wait until he gets back. We need to find a place to stash these. You go do that, I'll meet you at your place, and we can figure out our next move.
So that's what I did. Then he showed up.
Interior Layla's shitty apartment night. Layla enters her apartment to see it ransacked. Danny is tied to a chair, beaten and bloodied. Layla turns to run, but the front door shuts behind her, revealing Randall, a wall of a mob bodyguard in front of her. Randall grabs Layla, who begins to struggle and scream.
Easy, Randall.
Layla looks in the direction of the voice. Out of the kitchen walks a lean, mean, gold chain-wearing mob enforcer, Vic Castronovo, 50, followed by Horace, a mob bodyguard of equal size to Randall.
You don't want to hurt our new friend here. Not like we did old Danny boy.
Vic motions to the sofa. As ordered, Randall tosses Layla onto it.
We have been properly introduced. I'm Vic Castronovo.
I know who you are.
Vic has a seat next to her.
Good. That'll save us some time. Something you don't have a lot of. Layla, right? You have something that belongs to me, and I want it back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's disappointing. I thought you were smarter than that. Danny said he didn't know either, but, you know, once we beat the shit out of him, he remembered.
Maybe if you told me what you think I have.
Okay, I'll humor you. Yesterday, Mr. Conway, he came to town to deliver some gems from Caspiar. Yeah. Do you know what that is?
No.
Not important. He gets to his hotel and this very attractive woman and this low-life piece of shit attack him and take the stones. Well, no one knows who they are except I remember that my buddy Danny here brings one of my guys' cameras and watches to sell, and he gets running that same exact con with a very attractive woman who looks like you. So, Layla, where are my stones?
How do I know you won't just kill me if I tell you?
Layla screams as Vic pulls up a gun and shoots Danny 3 times in the chest, killing him.
You don't. What you do know is that I will kill you if I have to make you tell me. So, where are they?
Layla looks terrified.
Look, I don't want to kill you. Danny was a piece of shit. I don't mind killing him, but a pretty girl like you, I might feel bad for like 10, 15 seconds. So tell me where they are, then I don't have to feel bad, and you don't have to die.
They're in the bathroom.
The bathroom. You don't think we looked...
Vic looks up and notices Randall and Horace looking down sheepishly.
Neither of you looked in the bathroom. Jesus.
Vic gets up and heads to the bathroom.
They're behind my tampons.
Vic stops in his tracks, a little disgusted.
I could go get them.
Yeah. Why do you do that?
Interior Layla's shitty apartment hallway, moments later. Layla walks down the hall to the bathroom with Vic, Randall, and Horace behind her. She steps inside.
Do you mind if I pee real quick?
You can't do it after.
I would, but I've been running around and I need to change my tampon. If I live, I don't want to get an infection. You can leave the door open and watch if you don't believe me.
No, just do your lady business quick.
Layla smiles and closes the door. Vic waits in the hall with Randall and Horace.
Didn't check the bathroom. Bet you checked her underwear drawer.
Horace smiles sheepishly.
You sick fuck.
Vic knocks on the bathroom door.
Hey, go ahead and hand us the bag. Just to wash your hands first.
No response. He knocks again, tries to open the door, but it's locked.
God damn it.
Vic motions to Horace, who breaks open the door. Vic sees that the window is open and Layla is gone.
Go get her!
Randall, Horace, and Vic all run back to the living room and out the front door. Exterior, Layla's shitty apartment, continuous. Vic, Horace, and Randall all run out of the apartment to see Layla behind the wheel of their car, speeding away. Vic smacks Randall.
Put the keys in the car again? How many times I gotta tell you? This is what happens!
I drove for a while and then finally ditched the car. I needed a drink, a place to think.
Interior, Starline Lounge, night. Layla sits at a table in the back of the lounge, sipping a drink.
I had the stones. I had someone to sell them to. Just no way to do it. And then it hit me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Starline Lounge is proud to present to you An Evening with Elvis.
To tepid applause, the lights come up on Judd with his back to the audience, dressed as Elvis. Layla notices the blue, white, and red stones on Elvis's white fireworks jumpsuit.
Elvis.
Interior diner, day. Judd and Layla sit at a booth drinking coffee as she finishes her story.
Specifically, the American Eagle.
Layla pulls out an Elvis fan magazine and turns to the page with Elvis on a stage wearing the American Eagle jumpsuit. It has a large eagle on the back made of red, blue, and clear stones.
See all the clear red and blue rhinestones on it? We take those off, replace them with the ones I got.
Judd begins to laugh.
You want to smuggle $5 million worth of diamonds that the mob is after to England on one of Elvis's jumpsuits?
Well, the rubies and sapphires too.
Judd keeps laughing.
What? This could work. Elvis has his own plane. He doesn't have to go through customs or anything, does he? And even if he does, do you really think the customs agents are going to check the rhinestones on his jumpsuits?
There are a million reasons why they'll never work.
Elvis does concerts all over the world. You can't do one in London next week?
No. Elvis is playing the Midwest for the next month. Even if he wasn't, you'd have to make sure that he took that specific jumpsuit with him. You'd also have to make sure he didn't wear it for the show so you could sneak it out of here to your jewelry guy. That's if you could get it out of wardrobe in the first place before the trip to get all the stones put on it. And all that has to happen without anyone noticing anything out of the ordinary.
Aren't you a guy that can make that all happen?
No, I'm a gopher. I get Elvis a cheeseburger. I don't book international concerts.
But you know the guy who does. I'd split whatever I make off the deal with you. You can't be making that much money if you moonlight as an Elvis impersonator. You know what you could do with a couple $1 million?
What?
Whatever you wanted. Or do you want to spend the rest of your life getting Elvis's cheeseburgers?
Judd sighs.
It'd never work. You'd have to get it on Elvis's schedule for any of the other stuff to happen.
How hard is that?
Well, if it happened the way the mobile show did.
Judd smiles. Interior hotel room in Ohio, day. The phone rings in Joe Esposito's hotel room. Title, Ohio. Joe answers. Judd's on the other end.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, quick question. Is Elvis's passport here in Vegas or at Graceland?
Why do you need Elvis's passport?
For the London show next week. The Colonel's office just called.
What? Let me call you back.
Interior Ohio hotel hallway, moments later. Joe leaves his room and storms down the hall to Vernon Presley's room. Lamar sees him in the hallway.
Who pissed in your Cheerios?
Colonel booked E in London next week without telling anybody.
What? God damn, Colonel!
He bangs on Vernon's door until Vernon answers.
What's wrong, Joe?
We got a show in London next week.
No. Who said that?
Judd just called looking for Elvis's passport. Says he got off the phone with the Colonel's office to make sure everything's ready to go.
Hell. Let me call him and figure out what's going on.
Interior Colonel Tom Parker's office, day. Judd pops into the Colonel Parker's office and sees the secretary, Mary Lou, 45. Her twin is a church secretary somewhere, sitting at the front desk. Title, Las Vegas.
Hello, darling.
Hey Joe, what you up to?
All the boys are gone and I'm bored. Take you to lunch?
Sure.
Mary Lou grabs her purse and exits with Judd. A moment after, the door shuts. Layla walks in and takes a seat at her desk. The phone rings. Interior Vernon's hotel room continuous. Vernon sits by the nightstand and picks up the phone. Joe and Lamar stand next to him.
Elvis Presley Productions.
Hey, it's Vernon. Is Colonel there?
We cut to Layla at Mary Lou's desk on the phone with Vernon.
No, Mr. Presley, anything I can help you with?
You don't know anything about this show in London next week.
Is that next week already? I've never seen the Colonel so excited. He's trying to see if he can get Mr. Presley to meet Queen Elizabeth.
He is. When did the Colonel book this?
Mr. Presley asked him to book it a year ago. Red and Sonny made all the arrangements. You didn't forget about it, did you?
Vernon pauses, looking for the answer.
Of course I didn't forget.
You want the Colonel to call you?
No, I don't need him to call me. I know what's going on.
Vernon hangs up the phone angrily.
So, we going?
It's on the schedule. Should have listened to Streisand and had Elvis fire the Colonel years ago. Well, let's tell Elvis.
Interior casino floor of International Hotel, day. Judd walks out of the elevator and across the floor towards the gaming tables. He passes Layla and winks. He walks towards Colonel Tom Parker, 67, dressed in a white suit with a white cowboy hat at the roulette table, losing.
Colonel, Vernon wanted to make sure you had everything ready for the London show next week.
What London show?
The London show? The one Elvis told you to book last year because he wanted to take Lisa Marie to England as an early birthday present? You booked it, right?
The Colonel looks for the answer.
Of course I booked it, Judd. What the hell does Vernon think? If Elvis asked me to book a show in London, it's booked.
You want to call Vernon?
I don't need to talk to him. I know what's going on.
The Colonel storms off.
God damn it.
Judd walks back to the elevator and gets inside. Layla jumps in as the door is shut. Interior, Colonel Tom Parker's office, moments later. The Colonel storms in and walks over to Mary Lou's desk.
What the hell is going on with this London show?
We don't have a London show.
We better.
I just looked at the schedule for next week before lunch.
Mary Lou opens the schedule and sees London, Wembley, written down for the next week.
I don't understand. This wasn't here before, I swear.
The phone ringing interrupts her. Mary Lou picks it up.
Elvis Presley Productions? Yes. Hold on a minute.
Her face goes white and she turns to the Colonel.
It's Wembley Stadium. About the London show next week?
The Colonel motions to Mary Lou to hand him the phone.
This is Colonel Tom Parker. What is this about a London show?
Vernon Presley made arrangements over a year ago. Is this the first you are hearing about this?
Of course not. Is there a contract?
Yes, we have one here signed by Mr. Elvis Presley and co-signed by Vernon Presley. I believe Sonny and Red West brought a copy back. They made all the arrangements on Mr. Presley's behalf. Did you not get a copy?
I just don't have a copy here in front of me.
The colonel motions to Mary Lou to start looking in the filing cabinets for a contract.
Look, we may have to cancel.
Cancel? Oh, that is disappointing. We were hoping to add another night. There's almost £1 million in ticket sales already.
$1 million? How much is that in American?
Over 1.5 million American dollars, give or take.
The colonel stands, open-mouthed.
Let me run that by Elvis.
Interior Judd's hotel room continuous. Judd sits watching Layla while she's on the phone.
Yes, please do. I will be in contact tomorrow to confirm.
Layla hangs up the phone and looks at Judd.
This is how you guys do business?
Vernon and the Colonel hate each other and don't talk. So sometimes they both book gigs without the other knowing. A few years back, there was a date on the schedule in Mobile that no one remembered booking, and since neither one wanted to look like they don't know what's going on, Elvis played the gig anyway.
How will we know if this worked?
They'll talk to Elvis. If he still wants to go, they'll call me.
What do we do until then? What do you and Elvis do for fun?
Go out, get hookers, get drunk,
What do you do for fun without hookers?
wrestle. Do you want to wrestle?
No.
Because you're a girl and you'll lose.
No, because wrestling's stupid.
I could show you around, I guess.
Interior, empty showroom at International Hotel, night. Judd and Layla walk on stage at the International Hotel, passing a Jack Daniels bottle back and forth. The showroom is empty and the instruments and equipment on stage are covered.
This is where the magic happens.
Layla nods, unimpressed.
You're on the same stage as one of the world's greatest performers. Hell, greatest men of all time. You just shrug your shoulders?
He's okay. I don't hate Elvis.
You're one of those hippie Beatle fans. You know, there wouldn't even be any Beatles if it weren't for Elvis.
And there wouldn't have been Elvis if not for a million blues singers. Look at him now, Vegas in the jumpsuits. He's a joke.
Yeah, every time I start to think like that, he surprises me. Working for him is like a drug. The girls and all that are fun, but when you get around him, man, he's got this charisma. You can't help but want to do anything for him. And when it's just you and him, there's nothing like that. I mean, I ain't quick, but if Elvis asked me to blow him, I'd give it serious thought.
Why are you ready to leave if you love him so much?
Because it's all different now. The Colonel works him like a dog. Then the pills, he's got 20 to keep him awake and another 20 to put him to sleep. In between, he's just this ghost. Except when he's up here, on stage. No one, not even the Beatles or God himself, can touch him. That's the Elvis I stay around for, and the one I'm hoping comes back.
Judd looks out into the audience wistfully.
Let me show you the jumpsuit.
Interior wardrobe room, night. Judd opens the door to a dark room and leads Layla inside.
Let me get the lights.
The lights pop on and Layla stands on a red velvet carpet surrounded by glass cases with gold trim, each housing a different Elvis jumpsuit on an Elvis mannequin.
This is amazing.
They're all here. The Egyptian, the chicken bone, the black phoenix.
I'm beginning to change my mind about these dumb suits. Up close, they're kind of sexy.
The power of Elvis. Right over here.
Judd takes Layla's hand and leads her towards the back to the American Eagle.
The American Eagle.
It's amazing.
You want to touch it?
Judd opens the case.
Don't be afraid.
Judd stands behind Layla. He then takes her hand and places it on the leg of the jumpsuit. He moves it up and down, having her caress the jumpsuit. He slowly takes her hand away and shuts the case. They face each other.
Where are the booze? You want to go upstairs and get more?
Thought you'd never ask.
Layla leans forward, kissing Judd. Interior, Judd's hotel room moments later. The door bursts open. Judd and Layla move inside, undressing each other. Judd smiles and shuts the door to the room. Interior, Judd's hotel room, night. Judd and Layla lay naked, perpendicular in his bed, out of breath.
Okay, be honest. How many girls have you gone into bed after showing them those jumpsuits?
What did Nick Simmons' voice say? I plead the fifth.
Power of Elvis.
The door to Judd's room opens. Judd and Layla scramble to cover themselves as Elvis walks in and makes a beeline for Judd's minibar.
Oh, don't mind me, Judd, man. Just need a Snickers.
Okay.
Nice ass, honey.
Elvis exits.
Was that?
Yep,
Did he say I have a nice ass?
he did.
Good lord, that is so sexy.
Layla rolls over and begins to kiss Judd. He pushes her off, deep in thought.
Wait, they're back?
Judd grabs his jeans and runs out the door. Interior hotel hallway continuous. Judd enters the hallway and sees Billy heading towards his room.
Billy, what are y'all doing back?
Elvis is all excited about the London show. He rescheduled the rest of the tour and came right back.
We're going?
Why wouldn't we?
Judd runs laughing. He hugs Billy and runs back towards his room. Interior Judd's hotel room continuous. Judd enters and slams the door behind him.
The boys just confirmed it. Elvis is going to London.
Holy shit! Wait, you didn't tell them. We gotta keep this just between us.
Of course.
Okay, just making sure. Can we just, again, real quick, that whole thing with Elvis?
Judd cackles giddily and leaps into bed with her. Interior Judd's hotel room later. Layla is finishing getting dressed as Judd, also dressed, is putting on his boots. He stops cold.
What's wrong?
What are we going to do when Elvis gets there and there's no concert?
Won't matter. By then we'll have the jumpsuit to Lloyd and we'll be off to who cares where.
Right.
Layla sits on the bed next to Judd.
Look, we're in this now. If Elvis and that jumpsuit don't get to England, we're dead. You figuratively, me literally. We can do this, right?
Yeah.
Layla kisses Judd on the cheek.
Good. I'm gonna go get the stones.
You want me to go with you? What if that Vic guy comes back?
That's, but I can take care of myself.
You sure?
Hey, considering what we just did, it might seem like I need you to take care of me, but you don't. I'll be right back.
Layla heads out the door. Interior office, strip club, day. The manager of the club is beaten, sitting in his chair behind the desk. Vic stands by a wall in the office filled with framed photos of celebrities. He's paying particular attention to one of the Rat Pack as Horace and Randall look on.
Sammy, Dino, Frank, the good old days when things were simple. Simple, like if someone like you owed someone like me a fairly large amount of money, someone like you would have to pay the money to someone like me back.
Horace gives a heavy sigh. Vic stops and looks at him.
Problem?
No, go ahead.
No, you got something to say it.
I mean, we all know you're gonna kill this guy. I just don't know why you have to give this big speech before. You've even done this one before.
It's true. You did the Sinatra thing 2 days ago, boss.
Really? Maybe I gotta do it because I run this crew, and I'll do it when I want. No, I forgot what I was. Go outside while I try to remember it.
Horace leaves.
Someone like me have the money to pay you back?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Interior strip club, outside office, continuous. Horace lights a cigarette. He looks up to see Layla enter the club and walk up to the bartender at the bar.
She here?
In back.
Layla smiles and heads backstage.
Holy shit.
Interior strip club dressing room moments later. Layla walks into the dressing room and sees a young black stripper, Tony, 27, dressed in her street clothes, waiting.
Thanks for coming, Tony. What the hell is going on? It's a long story. You got the bag? Yeah.
Tony unlocks her locker and pulls out a Hello Kitty backpack. She hands it to Layla, who glances quickly inside and smiles.
Your lifesaver. Is everything okay? Danny get you in some kind of trouble? Yeah, but this will get me out. I gotta go.
Layla hugs Tony and heads toward the door. Blocking her path is Horace. He flashes his gun to Layla. Vic steps out from behind him.
Shit.
I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. Girl as smart as you. I figured you'd be halfway across the country by now.
Horace takes the backpack and hands it to Vic. He looks inside and smiles. He looks at Tony.
You probably don't want to stay for this.
I'll be okay, Tony. You should go.
I agree.
Tony looks at Layla sheepishly. Layla nods as if to tell her, it's okay. Tony leaves.
Now, what to do with you?
Give me back the bag, and we pretend we never saw each other.
No. Normally, I'm merciful with girls. You know, when you stole my stones, then you lied to me, then you stole my car. I gotta make an example of you or it makes me look bad. It's the way things work in my business, you understand? Bring the car around back.
Exterior alley behind strip club moments later. Randall and Vic bring Layla outside the car parked in the alley. Vic notices a flashing blue light. He looks behind him to see a 1976 black Cadillac with a police siren on top. He sees Horace being frisked by Judd. Judd spins and points his gun at Vic, holding his DEA badge.
Heads up, DEA!
Easy.
Any weapons? On the ground now.
Vic slowly puts his gun on the ground and motions for Randall to do the same. He, Randall, and Layla all put their hands in the air. Judd motions for Horace to join the others.
DEA, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I mean, we haven't...
I'm not after you, I'm after her.
Her?
She's been smuggling in cocaine from South America for Alvaro Marcino's cartel. I'm here to take her into custody.
Finally caught me. I'll go peacefully.
Judd walks over and handcuffs Layla. Vic eyes Judd.
You mind if I get a closer look at that badge?
Judd hands it to Vic.
Holy shit, this is for real.
Real as it gets.
Judd and Vic lock eyes as he takes it back.
I'd like to thank you boys for helping me catch her.
Happy to help.
Judd walks Layla over to the car, putting her in the back seat.
You didn't get my backpack full of drugs?
Oh. I'm gonna have to take that bag into custody as well.
There's no drugs in here.
Then what's in it that you can't show the DEA?
Judd and Vic stare each other down like gunfighters.
Nothing.
Judd walks over and takes the backpack from Vic. He pulls out a walkie-talkie on his way back to the car.
I got her. You can call off the snipers. Hey, you boys stay out of trouble.
Judd gets inside the car and backs out of the alley. Once he's out of sight, Vic angrily kicks a trash can. Interior, Judd's car moments later. Layla laughs in the back of the car as Judd drives away. He hands her the keys to uncuff herself.
Oh my god. Never listen to me when I tell you not to come along. That was amazing. Where did you get that fake badge?
It's not fake. Nixon deputized Elvis and all of us back in 1970.
You and Elvis are DEA agents?
And the boys. It's the reason I'm helping. If you were smuggling drugs, I'd have to turn you in.
This just keeps getting weirder.
Interior office at strip club later. Vic is angrily throwing things around the office. Horace, Randall, and the manager, still in his chair, look on.
Motherfucker! Son of a motherless goddamn piece of shit!
Is there anything I can do?
We find it better to just let him go. It's all part of his process.
Go out to Vegas, they said. You'll be running the place in 2 years, they said. How many years I been in this fucking hellhole? This dry, muggy fucking shithole!
6 years.
6 fucking years! I'm a made guy! In New York, I could have had my own family now. And what? What am I doing here?
You rent a condo.
Rent a fucking condo! Not a pot to piss in. And I finally get a chance to get out of here and make some real fucking money and goddamn DEA!
Vic goes back to throwing things around the office again.
Why didn't you just shoot him?
Because killing a DEA agent, a federal agent, brings heat. We don't need motherfucker.
Vic dumps the manager out of his chair, who quickly scurries out of the office. Vic picks the chair up and throws it against the wall with all the celebrity photos. The pictures fall onto the floor in front of the couch.
You feel better now?
Shut the fuck up, let me think.
Vic sits on the couch and stares at the floor. A picture catches his eye of Elvis and his entourage. He picks it up and sees Judd standing in the back. He grins.
I just figured out our next move. You boys ever meet Elvis?
Interior International Hotel lobby day. Judd and Layla walk through the hotel lobby to the elevators. As they wait, Layla kisses Judd.
What was that for?
You came for me. Never had anybody do that for me before.
Maybe you've been hanging around the wrong people.
You think?
Layla smiles at Judd, who smiles back. The elevator ding brings them out of their moment.
Yeah, they're getting the Lisa Marie ready as we speak. Joe had me book some hotels in London, so that's set.
Lisa Marie?
Elvis is playing. Everything's a go. We leave tomorrow night.
Wow. I can't believe, other than that, we haven't had any problems.
The doors open. Judd and Layla step into the elevator.
Well, we had one small problem.
Layla looks over to him as the elevator doors close. Interior wardrobe room moments later. Layla stands in front of Judd and Gigi Gamble.
I can't believe you told him.
I can. He's an idiot.
Who else did you tell?
Just Gigi. I had to. He's in charge of Elvis's wardrobe. There's no way to get the American Eagle out of here. Nonetheless, get the stones sewn on without Gigi noticing. We just have to give him a third.
A third? And Gigi sews the stones on?
Hell no. But I'm the one who tells those Vietnamese girls who don't speak English to.
Fine. You get a third, but nobody else.
Of course.
Relax, sweetheart. I've done it because it sounded like fun, but I'll take the money. Let's see what you got.
Layla opens the backpack and pulls out some of the gems.
Lord almighty, these are real?
As far as we know.
Now the key is to keep Vernon and the Colonel away from this. Either one of them catches wind and that's the ball game. But I'll get her done.
Thanks, Gigi. We'll let you get to work.
This is going to be one hell of a London trip.
Oh, yeah. Sure is. We gotta go.
Hey, TCB.
TCB.
Judd smiles and leads Layla out of the room. Interior hallway moments later. Layla and Judd walk down the hall.
Trust me, it's gonna be a lot easier with Gigi on board.
TCB?
Taking care of business. It's a thing Elvis says. He gives us these necklaces.
Judd starts to pull out a necklace.
Look, tomorrow you're gonna have to leave all this behind. Can you do that?
Of course, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, we had a small snag, but that should be it. There shouldn't be any problems after this.
Interior Judd's hotel room night. There's a knock at Judd's door. Judd opens it to see Gigi on the other side.
We got a problem.
Interior Judd's hotel room moments later. Judd and Layla sit as Gigi paces.
What do you mean he won't wear it?
He doesn't want to wear it. He told me himself.
Interior wardrobe room earlier. Gigi stands looking at jumpsuits with Elvis, Vernon, and Billy. He points to the suits as he talks.
Let's do blue swirl, white Egyptian bird, silver sphinx, Mexican sundial.
Hey, Elvis, why not the American Eagle?
Elvis starts walking.
I'm done with capes, man.
And it's kind of time.
Interior Judd's hotel room moments later. Gigi finishes his story to Judd and Layla.
In his defense, the American Eagle was about 30 pounds ago.
Can't you let it out or something?
Sure, but that doesn't solve the problem that Elvis doesn't want to wear it.
Can't you just tell him to?
If Elvis don't want to do something, he ain't doing it.
Can we sneak it in?
Colonel and Vernon inventory everything. They see something Elvis said he didn't want, they'll start asking questions.
We don't want that.
Now what do we do?
They all sit in silence until Judd has a new thought.
We can't make him take it, but there is someone who could talk him into it.
Judd and Gigi look at each other and smile.
Marty.
Interior casino bar and night. Marty Lacker sits in a booth with Layla, Judd, and Gigi.
You want me to do what?
Convince Elvis to take the American Eagle to the London show.
Why? That thing's ugly as sin and it don't fit. We're gonna let it out.
He doesn't have to wear it.
She have something to do with this? She gonna screw both of you at the same time or something?
Sure, whatever.
Really?
No,
Honey, your pie must be sweeter than pecan to have these two acting like this.
this isn't working.
All right,
Judd gets up and calls over at Gigi and Layla.
we gotta cut him in.
What? No.
We have to. We don't have a lot of time, and he's the only one who can help us.
He's right. Only tattoo Elvis got? Marty talked him into it.
Layla sighs.
Fine. But he's it. Nobody else.
He's the last one.
Layla, Judd, and Gigi join Marty at the table.
All right. We need Elvis to take the American Eagle to the show in London because we've got $5 million worth of diamonds, sapphires, and rubies sewn onto the back of it.
Marty sits, stunned.
No shit?
No shit! But Elvis doesn't want to take it with him, so we need you to talk him into it. And if you do, we'll give you...
Judd looks over at Layla.
A quarter of what we got.
Marty starts to laugh.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sounds like fun.
You're sure you can do it?
Sweetie, I talked Elvis into dumbest shit. This ain't a problem.
Interior casino bar later. Judd, Layla, and Gigi all sit at the bar celebrating. Marty walks up behind him.
Boys, we got a problem.
Interior Judd's hotel room moments later. Judd, Gigi, and Layla all sit around listening to Marty tell his story.
I had him right where I wanted him, and then goddamn Billy opened his mouth.
Interior shooting range earlier. Elvis and Marty are shooting large caliber handguns at the gun range. Elvis and Marty fire until their guns click empty.
You know, E, you going over to London, and this being the bicentennial and all, you should do something real patriotic.
Oh, I do love America, man.
While Marty reloads his gun, Elvis pulls another gun out of the back of his pants and begins to fire again. He fires the gun until it clicks empty.
The American Eagle. E, you ought to wear that for the London show.
American Eagle. You think so?
Hell yeah! Show those commies in England what America is all about.
Billy pokes his head next to Elvis.
They ain't communists, Marty. The political system in England is a constitutional monarchy, parliamentary system. As a former colonies, it might be insulting to wear something like the American Eagle.
Well, Bill is right. Can't piss off the Queen, man.
Elvis pulls another huge gun from behind his back and begins to fire. Interior Judd's hotel room moments later. Judd, Gigi, and Layla all sit around listening to Marty finish his story.
After that, he wouldn't listen to a word I said.
Can't you just try again when Billy's not around?
Billy's always around. He's on Elvis like a stink on shit.
All right, let's just pay off Billy too.
No, he's too loyal to Elvis. He'd see this as some sort of betrayal and rat us out to him. Or worse, tell Vernon or the Colonel.
Marty takes a seat with the group. Judd looks up at Marty and Gigi.
But you know who we could pay?
Marty and Gigi smile at each other, then at Judd.
Lamar.
Shit.
Interior Lamar's hotel room night. Lamar sits in a chair in his suite with Judd, Layla, Gigi, and Marty standing over him.
You want me to take Billy out on the town
Yes.
without Elvis or any of you boys?
Right.
Nah.
Why not?
'Cause he's boring as hell. He don't like drinking, he don't like gambling, he don't like hookers. All he cares about is Elvis and Jesus, and in that order. I'd have more fun trying to get my grandma laid than him.
Layla sighs.
All right, fine. 20% of whatever we get after we sell the stones on the back of the American Eagle when we get to England.
20% of what?
Layla looks at Judd, Gigi, and Marty.
You didn't tell him?
Lord, no! He just has to distract Billy. We were just gonna bankroll tonight. Push come to shove, we were only gonna do 10%.
Guess we're doing 20 now.
Wait, y'all need me to take Billy out to get him away from Elvis.
So Marty can convince him to take the American Eagle on the trip to England, which has $5 million worth of rare diamonds and other stones sewn on the back that we plan to sell there.
No shit.
No shit.
Lamar begins to laugh.
Well, hell, boys, that ain't no problem.
Interior Judd's hotel room night. Judd answers a knock at his door. He opens it to see Lamar on the other side.
Let me guess. There's a problem.
Hell no. I just wanted to let you know me and Billy are leaving.
Billy pokes his head in the doorway holding the Bible.
Elvis wants us to go out to this ranch in Crystal and preach the good book. You want to come?
Nah, but thanks for the invite.
Suit yourself.
Billy walks away singing Elvis's Reach Out to Jesus.
Are you growing weary in the struggle of it all? Jesus will help you with all his name you call.
Lamar starts to follow, but Judd grabs his arm.
Ranch in Crystal? Does Billy know they're talking to him about a whorehouse?
Nah, but I'm hoping I can get saved by a few girls before he figures it out. TCB.
TCB.
Lamar smiles and walks away. Judd shuts the door and turns to Marty, Gigi, and Layla.
Marty, you're up.
Interior hotel hallway moments later. Lamar and Billy walk into the elevator as Marty walks out of Judd's hotel room. He heads off in the opposite direction. Interior Elvis's suite, night. In a dark room, the door opens and Marty steps inside. Marty looks into the darkness.
Elvis, let's wrestle. You pin me, and you gotta wear the American Eagle at the London show.
Marty Lecker. T.C.
Elvis leaps out of the darkness, his arms swinging wildly at Marty.
B.
Interior casino floor of International Hotel later. The elevator doors open and Marty, now wearing a neck brace and limping, emerges. He walks across the floor to Judd, who's talking to Charlie, their man in the Elvis's band. Judd looks up at Marty.
He's taking the American Eagle to London.
Ah, damn! All right, let me tell.
Judd turns around and is face to face with Vic.
So, this is where all the DEA agents hang out in Nevada, Or just the bullshit ones?
Judd takes a step back and sees Vic has Randall and Horace with him.
I think we need to go upstairs and have a talk with your boss, Mr. Presley.
Judd and Vic stare each other down.
That's not gonna happen.
I don't think you heard me.
Vic opens his coat to show Judd his gun, followed by Horace and Randall doing the same.
I don't think you heard me.
Marty and Charlie take a step towards Judd, backing him up. They're soon joined by, seemingly out of nowhere, Joe and Gigi, all of whom open their jackets and show their guns. The Memphis Mafia is ready for whatever's about to go down.
What you need to ask yourself is, who is more likely to pull their guns on the floor of a crowded Las Vegas casino? 3 knockoff Godfather greaseballs, or 5 crazy federally deputized rednecks from Mississippi?
Tennessee, Texas.
Georgia.
New York.
Vic surveys the situation. His eyes narrow at Judd.
First of all, Sinatra's crew would never act like this. Second, at some point, you and your girlfriend aren't going to be surrounded by your hillbilly buddies here.
Vic begins to back away.
I'll be back.
Vic, Randall, and Horace exit the casino floor. The Memphis Mafia stands at the ready.
God damn, that was fun.
Judd turns to the group.
Boys, we may have a problem.
Exterior International Hotel moments later. Vic walks out of the casino with Horace and Randall to their car.
What now, boss?
He wants to bring more guys. We can bring more guys too.
Randall opens the back seat and Vic gets inside. Interior Judd's hotel room morning. Layla looks out the window overlooking the Las Vegas Strip as the sun comes up. Judd walks up behind her, still half asleep.
Hard to wrap my head around this being the last sunrise I'll see in America for a while.
I guess so.
Can't believe we've almost pulled this off. Just get through Elvis's show tonight and we're done.
Yeah?
London, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've never been, but I've never pictured myself living there. You?
No.
I'm just glad we're going someplace where they'll speak English. We'll have to get a flat. They call apartments flats there, right?
Judd looks lost in thought.
Judd?
I've been thinking, what if there was a way for us to come back?
There's not.
I know, but what if there was?
Vic is going to kill me the minute he sees me. And from the sound of things last night, you too.
Yeah, but the boys.
The boys? You're tricking them into flying to London for a show that doesn't exist. Trick them and Elvis and his dad and the Colonel. You think they're gonna welcome you back with open arms after that?
I could just tell them it's a joke.
A joke? Are you backing out?
No,
You're backing out now?
I'm not backing out. It's just I don't know if I'm ready to leave and, like, get a flat.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. You're not ready to go with me.
What? No.
Hey, I get it. We fooled around and had some laughs and made a little money together. I mistakenly thought, you know what? It's fine.
Layla, I like you a lot.
But not more than Elvis.
Well,
She shakes her head.
Judd, when we get to London and sell those stones, take your cut and go do whatever the hell you want. Which I guess will be just coming back here and being Elvis's bitch boy. I'm such an idiot.
Layla grabs some clean clothes and heads to the bathroom, slamming the door behind her.
damn it!
A knock is heard. Judd walks over to the door and opens it. Gigi stands there.
We got a huge problem.
Interior wardrobe room moments later. Judd, Layla, Gigi, Lamar, and Marty all stand in front of the case that houses the American Eagle. The back of the jumpsuit is missing all its stones, which are now lying at the bottom of the case.
What the hell?
They're real stones, not those cheap pieces of shit we normally use. The glue ain't strong enough to hold.
Ugh, what do we do now?
Somehow find someone who can sew or glue on real stones, at least an 8-hour job, and have the Eagle back before we pack up to leave tonight. Doesn't Liberace use real diamonds?
They all look at Marty.
Well, don't he?
Well, you tell us, you big fruit. Being such a huge fan and all?
I ain't no fan.
Shut up. All of you, shut up. Do you guys know anyone over there? If he uses real diamonds, they gotta know how to attach these.
I don't, but I think Joe does.
Layla hangs her head.
How much is he gonna want?
Interior Joe's office moments later. Joe is on the phone surrounded by Judd, Layla, Lamar, Marty, and Gigi. He hangs it up.
They got polymer they use over there. They think will work. Problem is, they can't come over here. We gotta take the Eagle over there.
You're gonna take the stones across town?
They're in good hands.
Joe and I can take them over. We'll watch them like they're our kin.
I just feel like I should go.
Vic left pretty upset last night. He gets see you out of there, you won't make it back.
It's all right, princess. We got this.
Princess? Like Snow White out in the woods with dwarfs? He must be dopey.
Layla turns and walks out, passing Colonel Parker as she exits.
You boys seen Vernon?
No. Why, something wrong?
Nah, just need to talk to him before we leave for this London trip. What are y'all doing?
Talking about British poom.
Oh, well, you see Vernon, tell him I'm looking for him.
The Colonel begins out, but turns back to the group.
Judd, you know when Priscilla is bringing Lisa Marie out? She hates my guts, so I like to avoid her like the plague.
No, but I'll find out.
Judd, she's still coming on the trip, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'll call Priscilla.
You think? She was the whole point of this trip, I thought.
She is, but she may fly out separate. I'll find out.
The Colonel scans the group.
All right, then.
The Colonel exits.
Lisa Marie is going to England with us.
No, I think the Colonel knows something is up.
He must. He don't ever want to talk to Vernon.
Those two talk and they'll start asking questions, blow this whole thing.
They can't talk, Lamar. You stick with Vernon and keep him away from the Colonel. Marty, you stay with the Colonel like stink on shit and keep him away from Vernon. Me and Gigi will get the Eagle and the stones over to Liberace's joint and get that started. TCB, boys.
Lamar, Joe, Judd, Marty, and Gigi all out their hands in the middle of a circle.
TCB!
Lamar, Marty, and Gigi all head off. Joe starts, but Judd grabs him.
What should I be doing?
Figure out what you did to piss that girl off and apologize.
She thought I was gonna stay in England with her, but I don't know. Quit Elvis, quit you boys. Y'all a family.
Son, all this is gonna end one day. And what are you gonna have?
I know.
It ain't like you don't like her. We all see the way you look at her. You either love her or got malaria. So figure it out.
Joe gives him a pat on the back and exits. Exterior warehouse day. Vic stands outside a warehouse with Randall and Horace. Randall yawns.
You tired?
Yeah, the old lady's getting tired of her shift at work. I sell trade hours with someone else, but she don't.
Hey. I just asked if you were tired. I don't need your whole life story. Drink some coffee and stop the yawning shit. Here they come.
Vic looks out as a fleet of black Cadillacs drive up to the warehouse in front of them. Each car comes to a stop and 4 to 5 men step out of each one. Nardo, the leader of the group, steps forward.
Mr. Ayupa sends his regards.
And he has my sincerest thanks.
What do you drag us all out here from Chicago for, aside from dry heat?
I'm taking you to Las Vegas, to a Las Vegas show tonight. To kill a kid.
Interior International Hotel floor day. Judd walks across the floor. He looks off to the side and sees Marty and the Colonel at the craps table. He walks forward a little more and sees Lamar and Vernon having a drink. Vernon finishes his, but Lamar orders him another. Judd makes eye contact with both and walks ahead. He literally bumps into Billy.
There you are. Where is everybody? Elvis has a show in a few hours.
All busy, I guess.
I hope Lamar hasn't dragged him out to see those girls at the ranch. Do you know one wanted me to pay her to lie with her?
You don't say.
Lamar said he had to pay 2 or 3 of them just so he could leave. Are you all right, Judd?
Yeah, I got a lot on my mind. I got a big decision to make right before this London trip tonight.
Well, Judd, I find when I have a big problem, I don't have an answer. I talk to the man upstairs.
I don't know if I got time to wait for an answer from God.
God, Elvis. Well, if you don't know, then I ask God.
Thanks, Billy.
Judd pats Billy on the shoulder and walks toward the elevators. Interior, Elvis's hotel room later. Judd gingerly opens the door to the room. Elvis wears sunglasses, sitting in an armchair in front of the TV showing a Mighty Mouse cartoon. He has a pistol on the armrest.
You got a sec? I got something on my mind.
Judd walks around and has a seat on the footrest in front of Elvis.
Elvis, you know I love you like a brother. Hell, I got a brother and I don't love him like I love you. And what you done for me, I can't ever repay. But I was thinking, and I don't know if this is right for me anymore. I felt this way for a while, especially after Red and Sonny left. Things have changed for me. I've been thinking, I want a little more out of life. I'll be my own man.
Judd pulls an envelope out of his jacket.
It's all in here. But that's the long and short of it. Also, there's this girl. You met her. She's the one you walked in on with me the other day. I haven't known her long, but she's a ball buster, man. Anyway, we did this thing together, and I didn't expect to like her as much as I do. Boy, did I screw that up this morning. But she makes me happy. And I think I could make her happy, too. So I'm thinking I'm going to head over to London with you, but after that, I might strike out on my own with her. What do you think?
Judd waits for Elvis's response. Elvis snores.
Good talk. You ever need me for anything, I'm a phone call away.
Judd puts the letter of resignation in Elvis's hand. He gets up and exits. Elvis's hand slowly grips the letter. Interior Judd's hotel room day. Judd walks into his hotel room carrying a large box. He sees Layla sitting in front of the TV, not watching an episode of All in the Family.
I've been thinking, since you're going to be starting over in London, you're going to need some new clothes.
Judd walks around to her and opens the box. He pulls out a stunning red dress.
I thought maybe you'd want to dress up for Elvis's show tonight. It's a special occasion for me. Unless Elvis ever really does play London, it's going to be the last time I see him.
Layla finally looks up at him.
I'm ready to go to London with you.
Are you sure? I don't want to pressure you or anything.
I was an idiot this morning. Right now, going to London with you is all I want to do. I just got back from telling Elvis that very thing. So, you want to get a flat with me?
Judd smiles at Layla. She smiles back.
Sure.
Good. But right now, let's go see Elvis.
Interior showroom at International Hotel, night. A crowd of tourists and gamblers all file into the International Hotel's showroom before Elvis's show. Judd walks in arm in arm with Layla.
Look at all these people. This is probably another Friday night for you.
I don't think I ever get used to this.
Judd and Layla take their seat at their table.
This is it.
Is this real? Are we really doing this? It's incredible.
The lights dim as the intro to C.C. Rider plays.
No, darling. Incredible is what's about to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the International Hotel presents Elvis Presley!
The lights come up as Elvis in his blue swirled jumpsuit. With a flurry of energy unseen before, Elvis is the center of the universe as he begins to sing. Note, on stage, everything Elvis says is crystal clear.
I said, C.C. Rider, oh, see what you've done. I said, C.C. Rider, oh, see what you've done. Oh, girl, you made me love you. Now, your loving man's gone. Hear what I say.
Layla watches Elvis and lets out a small shiver. Judd grins from ear to ear as he looks at her.
Well,
Fuck the Beatles.
Elvis karate kicks and wows the audience as he continues on stage.
Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't fall back till fall. Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. And if I find me a good girl, I won't be back at all. Hear what I say?
In the back of the showroom, Vic's new out-of-town henchmen begin to walk in and stand in the back of the house. They're followed by Horace, then Randall, and then Vic. Interior showroom at International Hotel later. Later in the show, Judd and Layla sit watching. Elvis, sweating profusely, is on stage, singing Wonder of You.
That's the wonder of you.
Layla has her head on Judd's shoulder. A waiter comes by with a phone and places it on the table.
a call for you, sir.
Judd picks up the phone. Joe's on the other end.
Judd, we're gonna be late getting back.
What's wrong?
Nothing. We're gonna leave in a few minutes, but it'll take Liberace's girls longer to get all the stones on. We're in good shape now. We just may not be back before the show's over.
Shit. Vernon and the Colonel will be backstage as soon as Elvis is done. How much time y'all need?
Half hour.
Got it. Hurry back.
Judd hangs up the phone.
Everything all right?
Joe and Gigi are gonna be late getting the Eagles back. I gotta buy them some time.
How many songs does he have left?
He usually does one more and then closes with American Trilogy.
Elvis is kissing girls in the front row.
Tough way to make a living, boys.
One girl grabs him by the neck and won't let go.
Nah, honey, don't get physical.
Elvis pulls away and scolds her.
No, you had it. I already kissed you.
I'll be back.
Judd walks to the edge of the stage in the line of sight of Charlie. Judd looks at Charlie and tugs on his left ear. Charlie nods at Judd and tugs his right ear back. Judd heads back to his seat as Elvis on stage addresses the band.
Anybody have any idea what we're doing here on stage? 'Cause I've lost it.
Charlie begins to play the opening of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Elvis looks confused, but goes along with it. He turns dramatically to the audience.
There's a lady who's sure that all the glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven.
Judd takes his seat next to Layla.
Stairway to Heaven?
It's a thing Charlie and I worked out. Hound Dog is a little over 2 minutes long, but on stage, Elvis stretches it out for 5 minutes. So Charlie and I put on Stairway to Heaven on the set list if we need more time. The song is 8 minutes long, so Elvis should be able to stretch that out to at least half an hour.
We're playing him too, aren't we?
Yeah.
In the back of the house, Colonel Parker stands with Marty, who is still talking to him.
I'm just saying, what if you had a phone you could take anywhere?
Marty, I don't care. You have been talking my ear off all damn day. Can I just watch the end of the show in peace?
Sure. I'm thinking these phones.
I'm gonna take a shit.
The colonel begins to leave. Marty starts to follow.
Are you following me to the bathroom?
No, guess not.
The colonel storms off. Vic looks on and nods to Nardo next to him. Interior International Hotel men's room moments later. A flush is heard and Colonel Parker emerges from a stall. He walks over to the sink to wash his hands.
Hello, Colonel.
The colonel turns around to see Vic and Nardo behind him.
I think you remember my friend, Mr. Nardo.
The colonel looks as if he may piss himself.
Mr. Nardo, what are you doing here?
I've asked Mr. Nardo to join us in the conversation. See, I'm here to kill your fat golden goose on stage right now after the show. Mr. Nardo thinks I shouldn't. What do you think?
You can't. Elvis has a concert in London. Why?
An associate of his has something of mine that I want back. Then I'm willing to kill him, that fat ass on stage, to get it. But if I do that, then you won't have the money you need to pay me back the sizable amount you owe Mr. Nardo. So, you see my dilemma?
What do you need me to do?
Interior showroom at International Hotel later. Elvis is on stage finishing Stairway to Heaven. Title, 37 minutes later.
And she's buying a stairway.
Judd and Layla sit at the table. Judd looks over and sees Joe standing by the edge of the stage. He gives a thumbs up to Judd.
To heaven.
The band explodes with music and the song finishes. The crowd goes wild.
Thank you very much.
Judd gets up.
Joe's back. You run upstairs and get everything together. I'm gonna run backstage and make sure we're ready to go.
Layla gets up and kisses Judd.
See you in a bit.
Judd runs off towards Joe as Layla heads up the aisle towards the exit. As she is about to open the door, Vic grabs her arm.
What a lovely dress.
Layla turns around to see Vic with Horace and Randall.
Shall we?
Layla jams her high heel into Vic's foot. As he howls, Layla makes a run for it. Randall and Horace head off after her. Vic, still in pain, looks toward the stage and sees Elvis begin Frank Sinatra's My Way.
And now the end is here, and so I face the final curtain.
Disgraceful.
Vic shakes his head disgusted and limps away. Interior main floor of casino continuous. Layla sprints out of the showroom and onto the main floor. Looking back to see Horace and Randall behind her, she smashes into the concierge. They both tumble to the ground.
You! How dare you come back here?
Sorry, I gotta run.
Layla gets up, but by now, Horace, Randall, and Vic have caught up. Horace and Randall grab her.
My apologies. We're private security hired by Colonel Parker. We were escorting this very dangerous and deranged fan out of the casino.
They're gonna kill me. Tell Judd.
Don't you mean Jerry?
Let's go, boys. Our apologies.
Vic motions. Randall and Horace begin to drag Layla out of the casino. Interior wardrobe room moments later. Judd comes backstage and sees Gigi putting the American Eagle back in its case.
Great, it's back.
Judd looks at the lack of activity in the room.
Why isn't it packed?
Trip's canceled.
What are you talking about?
The colonel just came back and told me we're not going to London.
Hold on.
Judd runs out of the room. Interior casino bar moments later. Judd walks into the bar and sees the colonel alone drinking whiskey.
Colonel, we aren't going to London?
Yeah, I had to cancel the trip.
What happened?
Andreas Cornelis van Kook.
Are you having a stroke?
My name is Andreas Cornelis van Kook. I was born in a city in the southern Netherlands called Berda. I can't go because I don't have a passport.
Then we'll go with you.
No, I already told Elvis. He's fine with it.
We have to go. It's all booked. What about the £1 million?
The colonel sizes up Judd.
So it was you. I thought it was Marty because he was after me all day, but you make more sense. Do you even know the shit you're in? The danger you put Elvis in? I should have fired the lot of you years ago.
You'd have worked Elvis to death years ago if it weren't for us. And for what? So you can blow more of his money gambling?
Because Elvis ain't your meal ticket either. At least I didn't piss off every gangster in the Midwest and get all of us killed for a piece of ass. Canceling England fixed all that.
You sold us out.
I looked out for Elvis. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Judd, clearly shaken, walks off.
I'd fire you, Judd, but you're gonna be dead by morning anyway.
Interior wardrobe room later. Judd walks into the wardrobe room to see Marty, Lamar, Gigi, and Charlie all standing there with Joe.
Good. I got you boys all here. Look, I think if we all go see Elvis together.
Crack! Without a word, Marty decks Judd, knocking him to the ground.
The hell?
Charlie and Gigi pull Marty back. He shakes them off to let them know he's done.
We know about London, Judd.
That we ain't going?
That there was never a damn show there to begin with.
Judd slowly gets to his feet.
Boys, I can explain.
Explain what, Judd? Vernon had me call and cancel all the arrangements, and when I called Webley, they didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
What the hell were you thinking, Judd?
Alright, fine. The concert was bullshit. But the stones are real, and the guy Kayla has in London's real. The money's real. Your cut of the money is just as real as it was an hour ago. All we gotta do is fly over there and get it.
The other members of the group look at him in disbelief.
And what about Elvis?
What about him?
After all he's done for you?
Done for me? Joe, you said it yourself, this party's gonna end. When it does, what are y'all gonna have? A week's pay like he gave Red and Sonny? This was a chance for all of us to get something of our own. Isn't that why you were helping?
We were helping because that's what we do. It's why we ran all over town for you.
And backed you up with that Vic guy.
Because we always got each other's back.
Not stabbing it.
Besides, getting something of our own ain't what this is about.
Then what's it about?
Elvis.
You know how embarrassing it would have been for him to take all this to London and there not be a show? And then to find out it was because you tricked him.
Tricked all of us.
It'd crush him. Especially knowing it was you, Judd.
That's why you're gonna go. We'll make a story as to why, but you be gone by morning. If you ain't, then we'll tell Elvis what you did, because you're done with us.
Judd's former friends all head for the door.
What about Layla? If Vic finds her, he'll kill her.
For all we know, that's bullshit too.
Joe exits, followed by Charlie, then Lamar.
Marty.
Judd, we ain't got a lot of rules in this group of ours, but lying to your friends and making them look stupid is probably one of them.
Marty shakes his head at Judd and exits.
Gigi.
Hope it was all worth it.
Gigi leaves. Judd stands alone in the wardrobe room, looking at the American Eagle. Interior showroom at International Hotel later. Judd walks alone through the empty audience. Billy walks in.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. You all right?
I screwed up big, Billy.
Nothing's that bad.
No, it is. Now I gotta go upstairs and give someone some really bad news.
Your lady friend? Well, she ain't upstairs.
What?
She left with some guys after the show. That's why I was looking for you. They left a number for you to call.
Billy hands Judd a piece of paper. Judd looks at the phone number on it and runs out of the showroom. Interior International Hotel lobby continuous. Judd runs to a payphone and begins to dial. Billy looks on.
Hello, Judd.
The scene cuts between Judd at the payphone and Vic at the warehouse.
I thought you'd call sooner. Layla's getting worried.
If you hurt her, Vic?
Don't be so Charles Bronson. That's not gonna hurt her. Well, not yet. Keeping her alive is the only way to guarantee you bring me what I want.
And what's that?
Stones, you redneck. I want you to bring them to me at 50 Sunset before midnight.
50 Sunset?
And don't bring any of your hillbilly buddies. Just you and the Stones.
I do that and you let her go?
Maybe. But I'll definitely kill her if you don't.
Vic hangs up the phone. Judd slams the receiver back onto the phone.
Shit!
What's wrong? Anything me and Elvis can do to help?
No, I gotta do this myself.
Judd walks away.
What's at 50 Sunset? Who's Vic?
Billy shakes his head and sees the rest of the Mafia walking through the casino.
Y'all know what's going wrong with Judd?
Too much.
He tore out of here all upset about some guy named Vic.
The Mafia members all look at each other.
Guess it ain't bullshit.
Boys, might be time to fill in Elvis.
Interior warehouse moments later. Vic walks through the large warehouse full of the mob guys who arrived earlier in the day. He walks towards Layla, who's tied to a chair.
Just got off the phone with your boyfriend. I think he's on his way.
Layla looks away.
And for your sake, he better be.
Interior wardrobe room later. Judd stands in front of the American Eagle in its case. He picks up a crowbar and shatters the glass. He takes the jumpsuit out, puts it in a duffel bag, and leaves. Exterior warehouse on 50 Sunset, night. Judd's car comes to a stop several yards in front of the eerily quiet warehouse. Interior, Judd's car continuous. Judd sits in the car with the engine running, finishing a cigarette. In the seat next to him is a black duffel bag. The bag is slightly opened, and we can see the American Eagle stuffed inside. Judd throws a cigarette out the window and reaches across the seat to the glove box. He opens it and grabs his gun. He checks to make sure it's loaded, and then stuffs it in the back of his pants.
TCB?
Judd grabs the duffel bag and gets out of the car. Exterior warehouse on 50 Sunset, continuous. Judd shuts the car door and makes the long walk to the warehouse. Interior warehouse, 50 Sunset, moments later. Judd walks inside the warehouse. Within a few steps, he turns to see Horace and Randall are behind him. Their guns are drawn.
Glad you could make it.
Judd spins around to see Vic standing at the other end of the warehouse. He reaches back for his gun, but finds it gone. He looks over and sees it in Horace's hand, and he puts his hands up.
For a big guy, you're really light on your feet.
And you came alone. You're not as dumb a hillbilly as I thought.
How do you know I didn't?
Because I knew you'd be dead.
The crack of the lights coming on fills the warehouse. Judd looks to see a small army of gangsters with guns surrounding him on the ground and on the catwalks above him.
One of these guys would have noticed.
Where's Layla?
Where are my stones?
Judd holds out his duffel bag. Vic motions forward and Randall takes the bag across the long warehouse floor to Vic. He hands Vic the bag. Vic nods and another gangster goon brings over Layla.
You alright?
Been better?
By now, Vic has looked inside the bag. He starts to pull out the American Eagle.
What the hell is this?
The back.
Vic turns the American Eagle around to see all the stones attached to the back. He holds it out and looks it over.
We had a guy in London and...
No. It's smart. This is their idea, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew you were smart. Wait, how am I supposed to get them out?
We hadn't really worked that out yet.
We kind of had to rush it over to Liberace's.
There was a lot of running around.
Nail polish remover.
Everyone looks at Randall.
I got some super glue on a coffee table one time, and my old lady got it off with nail polish remover.
Thank you, Randall, for your 6th grade home ec advice.
Okay, you got the stones. You can let her go now.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Layla makes a beeline across the warehouse to Judd. They embrace.
You okay?
If I was bleeding from every orifice, I'd still just want to get out of here as soon as possible.
Good idea.
Judd and Layla make a beeline for the door. Vic takes his gun out and fires into the air. Judd and Layla stop in their tracks and look back at Vic.
Hey, watch it!
Everyone looks up in the direction of the voice.
I'm okay, just be careful.
I thought you were gonna let us go.
Here's the thing.
Vic limps across the warehouse to Judd and Layla.
Even if I wanted to let you go, and after the shit you pulled, I kinda don't, but I couldn't. You see, you got your hillbilly friends involved, and I thought I was gonna have to have a big shootout with all of you, you know? So I made some calls, and I got some extra guns. And now, I don't know if everyone was having a slow week, or they overhired recently, but everybody sent me like 10 guys. So it's overkill, right? And I admit, a little embarrassing. But if I send them all back, they're gonna tell their bosses that after all the shit you pulled, I didn't kill you. And it's gonna make them look bad.
Wanna make you look bad? You called them all here for nothing?
I can live with that. But you two walking out of here, not so much. And like I said, I really didn't want to let you go, and I kind of wanted to kill you.
What about going back on your word?
I'm a criminal. I do that kind of shit all the time. Take him to the roof.
Vic stands back as his men walk forward and move Judd and Layla towards the stairs. Interior warehouse on 50 Sunset, staircase, moments later. Vic leads the way as Horace, Randall, and 5 other men move Judd and Layla up the old metal staircase that leads to the roof.
My name's Carol.
Your name's Carol.
Carol Sims. I started calling myself Layla after that song came out. I don't want to die without you knowing that.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
They climb a few more stairs and stop at the top.
You wouldn't happen to have some trick up your sleeve to get us out of this, do you?
Wish I did.
Vic opens the door to the roof.
Yeah, here we are.
Judd and Layla give each other one last smile.
Almost pulled it off.
We sure did.
Vic motions and his men move them onto the roof. Exterior roof of warehouse on 50 Sunset night. At gunpoint, Vic and his henchmen escort Judd and Layla onto the roof of the warehouse.
Move him towards the edge.
Judd and Layla are positioned towards the edge of the roof. Judd looks over the side. It's straight down to the pavement.
See, who you are made things a little more difficult. And the hillbillies who'd come looking for you if I just shot you and dumped you in a hole in the desert somewhere. Plus, you're looking like 3 steps from stardom, right? With your boss. So, cops and the news might start looking around. It'd be a mess. But if you fall off a roof, hey, not so much.
What about her?
Oh, her. We're gonna shoot and leave her in the desert. Unless you want to go off with him.
Is that an option? What do you think?
Oh, it's up to you. We gotta be quick.
True. Would you be mad if I didn't go off the roof? I'm worried about the fall not killing me and being like a vegetable or something.
Oh, no, that was the first thing I thought of.
Okay, stop! You're getting a bullet to the head. You're going off the roof. Christ almighty, can we get on with this?
Vic takes a deep breath and prepares himself.
Sammy, Dino, Frank, the good old days when things were simple. Simple.
What's he doing? It's this thing he does before he kills people.
Vic whips at his men.
I am gonna shoot the next person that interrupts me. Does everyone understand?
They all stand in silence, except for the confused henchman number 2.
Do you want us to say we understand, or...
Bang! Vic shoots henchman number 2 and sends him lifeless to the ground. He then turns back to Judd and Layla.
Sorry about that. He's from out of town. Now I gotta start over. Sammy, Dino, Frank. The good old days when things were simple. Simple like if someone like you...
Vic's concentration is broken by the faint sound of an Elvis song in the warehouse below.
Now what?
Judd smiles, recognizing the tune. Vic motions for all the henchmen but Randall and Horace to go look.
If it's what I think it is, you're in a shitload of it.
Shitload of what?
T-R-O-U-B-L-E.
Interior warehouse on 50 Sunset moments later. Wham! The front doors to the warehouse are kicked open. A blinding light bleeds inside, and out of it steps Elvis, wearing his sunglasses and a black jumpsuit, the Black Pyramid / butterfly suit, complete with a cape. Elvis has a .357 long-barreled Magnum in each hand and begins firing at the assembled henchmen in the warehouse, all as Elvis's version of Trouble plays. Blam, blam! Elvis fires, hitting 2 henchmen on the catwalk. The dead henchmen tumble over the railing to their death. Blam, blam! Elvis spins and fires at 2 more henchmen. The henchmen's chest and heads explode as Elvis shoots them. Elvis crosses his arms and fires again. Blam, blam! Elvis kills 2 more henchmen coming at him from each side and then points one gun in front and one in back and fires. Blam, blam! Elvis continues to fire indiscriminately, hitting everyone he shoots at. Exterior roof of warehouse on 50 Sunset, continuous. Henchman number 3 runs upstairs out of breath and bleeding. Vic looks at him, confused.
What the hell is going on down there?
You wouldn't believe it. He's killing everyone.
Who?
Interior warehouse on 50 Sunset moments later. Vic runs down the stairs to a catwalk overlooking the main floor. From there, he can see Elvis surrounded by dead henchmen, picking off even more in every direction.
Shoot back at him!
Elvis's gun clicks empty. He tosses them aside and pulls 2 more identical ones from inside the front of his jumpsuit. He begins firing. On Vic's orders, the henchmen start firing at Elvis. With cat-like reflexes and superhuman speed, Elvis spins, ducks, slides, karate kicks, and somersaults out of the way of each bullet. With each missed shot, Elvis is able to fire back and kill the henchman that fired it.
The hell?
In slow motion, Elvis flips head over feet, a gun in each hand, and as he fires repeatedly, mowing down henchmen in every direction. Elvis lands and tosses the empty guns aside. He pulls another pair of magnums out and fires at the catwalk, where Vic has been looking on. Vic ducks in time, but the 2 henchmen on either side of him are hit.
Son of a bitch.
Vic runs back up the stairs to the roof. Elvis spins and fires, taking out the last few henchmen on the main floor. The last man standing, Elvis stands with his guns smoking, surrounded by dead henchmen. 2 black Cadillacs drive into the warehouse and screech to a stop. In a flash, the members of the Memphis Mafia jump out, guns drawn.
Y'all boys stay hang loose. I'm going after Judd.
Elvis pulls out 2 more guns and walks off. Exterior, roof of warehouse on 50 Sunset, continuous. Vic runs upstairs in a panic, locking the door behind him.
He's coming. Get ready.
Who?
The sound of a person running up the stairs is heard. Vic points his gun at the door. Randall and Horace do the same.
Elvis. What?
Blam, blam, blam! 3 bullets rip through the door. 2 hit Horace and Randall between the eyes. They fall to the ground like great big oak trees. Vic is hit in the stomach. He drops to the ground and begins to crawl away from the door. Elvis shoots the lock off the door and strides onto the roof.
You okay, Judd, man?
Doing good, E?
Bang! Vic fires his gun. It hits Elvis's belt buckle. It then ricochets off the belt to a pipe on the roof, back into the arm Vic used to hold his gun.
Son of a bitch!
Elvis walks over to Vic and kicks the gun out of his hand. He points his 2 massive guns at Vic's head.
Sorry about the mess, man, but you got something of mine.
What? The jumpsuit. You can have it back.
No, man. My friend, Judd.
Vic knows what's what. He looks sincerely at Elvis.
Well, if it's any consolation, while I was never a fan, I had a great respect for your work.
Thank you very much.
Blam! Elvis fires at Vic, killing him. Elvis looks at Judd and Layla as they slowly approach.
Billa told me where you were. The boys filled me in on the rest.
He looks down at the jumpsuit in the duffel bag. He reaches inside and pulls out the American Eagle. He looks at the back.
Them stones look good on there, man.
Elvis puts the Eagle back in the bag. He smiles, handing the duffel bag to Layla.
The Lisa Marie's all gassed and ready to take you two to London. Don't make my guys wait on that. Take care now.
Elvis smiles and turns, walking back downstairs.
God, you sexy.
Stay here.
Judd runs down the stairs after Elvis. Interior warehouse on 50 Sunset, staircase moments later. Judd catches up to Elvis at the landing.
Elvis,
Elvis turns around to him.
I just wanted to say thank you.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for taking care of me for all those years. It's gonna be hard after this, not having you around. I'm gonna miss you, man.
I'm sorry about lying about the show in London and stealing your jumpsuit.
Oh, I don't care about that, man. I'm talking about this.
Elvis holds up Judd's letter.
You want to be your own man? I respect that. And look at you. You put this whole thing together, man. Genius. I never could have thought of it. Then getting everyone on board. Nah, Judd. You come back working for me, I'd just be holding you back. You're meant to do great things.
Elvis puts his hand on Judd's shoulder.
I believe that will happen.
If you ever need anything, I swear, anywhere, anytime, you let me know.
I just might. Oh, and I'm sorry about that whip thing a few months back. I was a real jackass.
Don't worry about it.
TCB, Judd.
TCB, Elvis.
Elvis smiles at Judd. He then walks off into the darkness.
And that was the last time I saw him alive.
Interior living room in English countryside night. Layla, now 5 months pregnant, stands in the living room in front of the television. Title, August 16th, 1977.
We have word from America that singer and entertainer Elvis Presley has died at the age of 42. You need to see this.
Judd enters now, sporting the beginning of a man's beard. He stands with Layla in front of the TV.
Bullshit.
Interior bar night. Ed interrupts man's story. There are a lot of empty glasses in front.
What's bullshit?
Hold it. I was almost on board in the beginning. But that last part with Elvis shooting everybody and then letting you and Layla just go off to London with his jumpsuit and all those jewels, there's no way that happened.
It does sound like a load of shit.
Man shrugs his shoulders and goes back to his drink.
Okay, let's say you did work for Elvis and you knew him so well. Do you really think he's dead, or did he fake it?
You can't fake your death alone. You'd need money, sure. But you have to find a body, fake medical records, pay off all the people who can confirm that you're dead. Then you'd have to come up with new IDs. And if you were famous, you live the rest of your life hoping no one ever recognizes you. Take all that and add being Elvis to it, impossible. Plus, he had a daughter his father was still alive. He had a family, friends, people who loved him. He could never see any of them again. It's also highly illegal. If you had an insurance policy that paid out, faking your death is a felony. And you make anyone it pays out to an accessory. You'd have to really hate where you are in life to go through all that.
I guess you got a point.
If I was going to fake my death, I'd done it when I was a little younger, like 35. Hopefully have a career where you can make a lot of money and be able to put it aside without people noticing. Be like a screwy supporting character on a sitcom or something. After it's over, tell everyone you had some rare cancer. Go off and get some crazy spiritual therapy to treat it. All the while, you're setting the whole thing up. Then one night, just pass away. Elvis, that's too famous to pull off. But someone like Andy Kaufman, who didn't really have anyone, no kids or wife or anything. A family, friends, sure, but they weren't that close. That'd be a lot easier.
Man looks at his watch.
Gotta run, I'm meeting someone.
Man lays a $200 bill on the table.
And for him too.
Man walks towards the door.
Hey, thanks for the story. I still say it's bullshit, though.
No, I should thank you. It's been a while since I've had an audience.
An audience?
Man turns around to Ed and the bartender.
Thank you very much.
Man bows just as Andy Kaufman did as Latka. This is not an impression, but the real deal. Ed and the bartender look as Man exits. Exterior bar moments later. Judd's black Cadillac is parked in front of the bar. Man gets into the passenger side of the bar. The Cadillac speeds out of the parking lot just as Ed and the bartender run outside. Interior, Judd's Cadillac moments later. Man in the passenger seat looks over at the driver, Elvis Aaron Presley, now 52. He still has his glasses, but his black hair has streaks of gray at the temples, like Paulie Walnuts on The Sopranos.
What were you doing in there so long, Andy?
Just goofing on some at the bar.
The halibut story?
No, the American Eagle.
Elvis laughs.
That's a crazy one. That's the one you told the band in Athens.
Yeah, we'll see if they ever write a song about it. You get it?
Elvis reaches onto the dash and hands Andy an object wrapped in a dusty cloth. Andy undoes the cloth, and inside is an ancient Mayan jewel, encrusted stone, shaped like a fish.
This mean what I think it does?
Yes, sir. Off to New Mexico. Stay the night in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, never been there.
TCB, Andy.
TCB, Elvis.
Exterior highway moments later. Elvis Presley and Andy Kaufman drive their Cadillac along the highway. They pass a sign, now entering New Mexico. How they got there, that's another story. REM's Man on the Moon plays as we fade out.